Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Crystal and I am back with another video. In today's video, I'm going to be finally discussing my second trimester experience slash symptoms, what it was like for me during that time. Your girl is now in her third trimester, so this is the perfect time to talk about the previous one. So before we get into the video, don't forget to give today's video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not subscribed to your girl's channel as yet. And if you're new, my name is Crystal and I do videos on beauty, lifestyle. I do vlog a little bit, do a little bit of everything. So I give story times, all that good stuff. So if you're into content like that, then I would highly suggest that you subscribe and keep watching. But without further ado, let's get into today's video. Okay guys, so second trimester. So for the most part, if you're new to my channel, your girl is pregnant. I am currently in my third trimester. I already did a video on my first trimester, so if you haven't seen that, I am going to link it up here. So you should want to watch that video first. I don't think it really matters the order, but if you haven't seen it, definitely go watch that one. But second trimester is the trimester that when I was doing all my research and everything, when I found out I was pregnant, that was the trimester that was like the holy grail trimester, which, trust me, they were not lying. It is, so far, it has been my favorite trimester. First trimester was a little rocky. Second trimester was sort of a breeze. It was kind of like you got to chill just a little bit more. So I'm gonna just go through some of the symptoms that I had. No particular order, not good or bad. I mean, some of them you can live without, but whatever. We're just gonna go through it. So the first one I have on my list is leg cramps. This started in the second trimester and they can be pretty brutal because it's almost like getting a Charlie horse, you know, those specific cramps you get in your calves. So I specifically get these sometimes. It's usually mostly when I'm on the bed and I'm trying to get off, or sometimes it has happened while like I'm in the middle of my sleep, like, you know, 2, 3 in the morning, and the intensity of it is so bad that sometimes I have to literally get up and that's the only relief I get. And yeah, it's like, it's not the best. Don't really know what's causing it or whatever, but actually that's still happening to me now in my third trimester. So according to my doctor, it's because the baby's taking all my calcium. So now I'm taking calcium to kind of relieve that issue. But yeah, it's just, it's not the best thing. It's like, it's really bad. If you've ever had a cramp, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. So these started coming along in second trimester a lot, and then they stopped, and then now obviously I'm experiencing them now in my third trimester. Next symptom is constipation. That is mother effer, let me tell you. I'm somebody, I've never had issues using the bathroom. I use the bathroom every day like clockwork, okay? And now, at first I thought it was certain things I was eating because I was craving cheese a lot, and at one point I was eating that, like cheese and crackers was my thing at one point. And I know cheese is something that constipates you, so I started thinking that was what was, you know, causing it. But then I stopped eating cheese and it was still happening. That is a symptom they say you get in your second trimester, and one of the things that helps is yogurt, which is something I hate. I do not like yogurt at all. I don't know, I just don't care for it. Once in a while I may have like oikos, but I specifically like the one with honey, but it's not something I eat all the time. So obviously, you know, I have to kind of up on my fiber to help me, you know, relieve that symptom. So now I do buy yogurts here and there. I get some other cereals and things like that that will help me, you know, with the constipation. But it's brutal because it's like sometimes you feel like you need to use the bathroom and then you sit in the toilet and nothing comes out. So yeah, and when you're someone who's used to using the bathroom constantly with no problem, that can be a real pain in the ass. So that is something that came along, but just another thing that I have to deal with. But obviously I'll let you guys know if any of these things are still happening to me right now in the third. Next one is sleeping. Although the second trimester is great, sleeping is where I felt like I was getting less sleep. I was less comfortable. I actually obviously went ahead and bought a maternity, you know, pillow, which is amazing. But before I even considered any of that, I was just kind of using my regular pillows that I have on my bed. And yes, sleep wasn't the best. It was decent, but it wasn't the best. We have memory foam, a memory foam mattress, so it kind of like sinks in and takes your shape. Not really the best thing, because it's like sometimes I form into it and then getting up, especially now that my belly's bigger, it's not the easiest thing. But obviously I have to manage through it. Yeah, I mean, those are all things that it's just all part of the process. I mean, you can't really complain, but when you're, you know, used to like getting your shut-eye and just knocking out and all of that stuff, none of that stuff mattered. But now, you know, you can only sleep to your left, you can only sleep to your right. They don't really recommend you sleep on your back. Obviously, if you do end up on your back a couple of minutes, whatever, or at certain points, it's fine. But to sleep through the entire night on your back, that's not recommended. And I'm somebody, I slept specifically on my stomach and I can't do that now. So all of that brings all the uncomfortableness that I feel at the moment. But I can tell you that maternity pillow definitely helped. But we'll discuss all that in the next video when I discuss my third trimester. So next symptom was skin itching, and I think I mentioned this in the first trimester video, I'm not sure, but itching becomes a big thing because especially when you're in your second trimester, your stomach's getting bigger, so your skin is stretching, and as skin stretches, it loses its elasticity, and that causes your skin to lose its moisture, and at that point it causes you to itch, to scratch, because your body's itching. So moisturization is your best friend. I moisturize constantly. I mean, that was just a normal routine thing for me, okay, because your girl gets ashy, all right? Unfortunately, I cannot get out the shower and just put on my clothes and go about my day. My husband does that every single day of his life. I am so jealous. I don't know how he can do that, but I definitely can't. So I always have to moisturize, but specifically regarding my stomach, I just want to keep it as nice and smooth as I possibly can. So I make that a daily routine for me, moisturizing every single day. Even when I'm home and it's like nighttime and I'm about to go to bed and I feel like an itch is coming on, I moisturize right away, because I know that's what's causing it. So it takes a few minutes to get some relief, but it works eventually. So highly recommend you get something good. I love the Palmer's cocoa butter. I use that specifically because it's just so moisturizing. You can use Vaseline also, but anything that will just give your skin moisture, like whatever your preference is, I would say definitely use that. It really helps a lot. Next, I have sneezing and tinkles. That was one that I just was not a fan of, okay? Sneezing, something so simple, became like one of my worst nightmares, because I would use the bathroom, didn't feel like I had to use the bathroom anymore, and then I would sneeze and there it would be. I would just feel the little drop of whatever it is. It was just horrible. So that happened constantly. No matter how many times I used the bathroom, no matter even if I felt like I emptied my bladder completely, I would sneeze and I would have a tinkle moment. And it was a little funny at first, but then it became less funny as it kept happening. But I just think that at some point there was really a strain on my bladder, and maybe I thought I was completely emptying it out, and it probably wasn't. That probably wasn't happening. So every time I would sneeze, because sneezing kind of, you know, it's something you feel throughout your whole body. So then at that point I would have like just a little bit of urine just sneak out like, oh,
and oh.
I had to kind of be on the lookout for that a lot. I had to make sure I had change of stuff. You know, I'm not really a big fan of like shields and stuff like that, but yeah, I would kind of carry things like that with me just in the event, especially when the summer started. We were still sort of in allergy season, still had the pollen and all of that. It's kind of died down now, but before all that was still happening, so that didn't help because there was so much pollen outside. It was hot, and then your girl was just sneezing up a storm. So you add all that together, you understand where I'm coming from. Babe, are you coming out? Something else that kind of prolonged into the second trimester, pregnancy brain as they call it, or forgetfulness. I kind of still had that going on then, forgetting certain things that I wouldn't forget, like, you know, debit card number, which I kind of just know like the back of my hand. And then, you know, at times I'd find myself like double checking things and like, did I do this? And, you know, just forgetting to do simple things that I would always remember to do. But, you know, that's all part of the territory of being pregnant. So that's something I wasn't so concerned about, because that was happening from the beginning. And I knew, you know, when you hear about pregnancy, that's sort of one of the things that they talk about a lot. So yeah, I mean, I just make sure I use my phone. My phone is very handy. I write everything down in here just to make sure I, you know, don't forget things. But yeah, it does tend to, your brain tends to just be on its own time, and it remembers what it remembers, and it doesn't remember what it doesn't want to remember. So and we had, I have maternity clothes on here, but I don't even know what I really wanted to discuss regarding maternity clothes. I don't know, I just felt like with maternity clothes, dresses were the most convenient. So I have like a whole bunch of dresses, but after a while you get tired of wearing dresses. Like in the summer, dresses are cute, but then sometimes you want your legs out. And then I feel like a lot of things that are accessible for me to wear in terms of shorts are not really pregnancy friendly. And then the ones that are pregnancy friendly, they're not cute. It's almost like they want every single pregnant person to look like an old person. Like there's very few cute things. So my goal, the way I went about it, was just to buy things that were my size, but that were spandexy, stretchy, so things I could still wear after the baby, but at the same time kind of still fits my body, so I don't look like I'm wearing overly large clothes or all of that. So, but I'm kind of getting the hang of more ways to dress in terms of shorts and stuff like that. But I'll give you guys an update on that in the next video. Also had some headaches. That was kind of more in the beginning. That kind of went away. Just very slight headaches here and there. Nothing too crazy, nothing out of the ordinary. But I mean, a headache's a headache. Nobody wants a headache, and you can definitely live without it. But the bad thing is when you get a headache, you can't really take anything. That's the thing about being pregnant. You can't take, there's a lot of things that you cannot take. So you kind of just have to deal with the pain. Like, you just gotta wing it, you know, you gotta toughen it up. That's just the beginning of toughing it up, because then get to the point where baby has to come and you gotta toughen it out even some more. So, I mean, yeah, whatever. There was definitely no fatigue. second trimester was awesome because we found out the gender of the baby, so that's a bonus because first trimester is still early, you can't really tell any of that yet. So second trimester is when you find out what you're having, so that's exciting. Have a gender reveal, all of that good stuff. You actually get to feel the baby for the first time in the second trimester. They're sort of more like flutters, more like butterflies, not as intense because baby's still small, so there's still a lot of space to move around, so the impact is not as big as now in the third trimester, but still, you know, it starts off as just, oh, something's growing in there, and you just kind of have to find out when you go to the doctor's office, but there's like really hardly anything that lets you know, like, you know, okay, the baby's like getting bigger because the movement is not as great. But second trimester is when that starts and you really start to kind of feel the baby and kind of grow more of a bond, so that's kind of cool. Baby bump is officially showing at second trimester. I mean, first trimester you can get away with that, but second, that's off the table. So, you know, you're finally showing your little hiding tactics and all the dressing and all of that. I mean, you can get away with it if you're like in the beginning of the second trimester, but once you're ending that second trimester, it's like, I'm pretty sure everybody who didn't know is gonna start noticing, and well, at least if they know you well enough. Since you know what you're having, you can finally, you know, start getting stuff. I mean, it's always wise to wait after a baby shower because obviously people are gonna bring gifts and all of that, and you don't want to buy things that you already have, but it's still nice to be able to see something and able to pick it up because you know you're having a boy or you're having a girl. So that's kind of cool because, you know, you can't really shop for anything because you don't want to waste money and buy, you know, things for a boy and you end up having a girl. So obviously that's like self-explanatory, that makes sense, right? Second trimester, you know what you're having. Obviously, hopefully you decide that you want to have a baby shower, so you get to start planning all of that. So that's also exciting. You know, you have a gender reveal and you get to have a baby shower, you get to plan all of that, pick the colors out, so it's sort of fun. It might be a little stressful depending on how hectic your pregnancy is, but it's always fun. It's another time to celebrate the baby and get ready for the baby to come. So right now I'm in the third trimester and I'm still planning my baby shower, so you have time, but the time kind of flies by pretty quick. So I would definitely say second trimester is sort of the best time to start, you know, just getting an idea of what you want to do. I mean, at least that's what I did. Cravings kind of went away, sort of, in the second trimester. There was not anything really that I wanted specifically. They've come back now in the third. There's specific things now that I tend to want now in the third trimester, but I don't know, kind of like second trimester was such a breeze. It was just so calm. It almost just doesn't feel like you're pregnant. I mean, you feel the baby, yes, but it's a breeze. Like there's no specific issues or symptoms that are like irritable or anything like that. For the most part, it's super comfortable. First is when your body's getting used to everything, so your body's like on overdrive and you just feel like shit has hit the fan. Like you completely feel exhausted, everything. And then second, after your body's kind of gotten used to the whole process of what's going on, it kind of dies down. And then of course third trimester is when you kind of, I think, sort of have to like, everything gets chaotic again because now we're like at the last stages and baby's gonna come soon, so your body has to like, it's a lot of things that have to go on. Milk has to start producing, all this other stuff has to start happening. So now it's like you're on a time crunch. So third trimester definitely is the most exciting because it's the closest to when you're gonna finally meet your baby, but third trimester has its little ups and downs as well. But this is everything I had listed here on my list that's basically my second trimester experience. I will definitely film the third trimester video for you guys. But yeah, I just wanted to share that with you guys. So your girl's currently 30 weeks at the moment. So definitely stay tuned for the third trimester video. If you've seen my Florida travel vlog, then you know I have some other videos coming out for you guys as well. So those will be coming soon. So stay tuned for that. But make sure you subscribe to your girl's channel if you haven't subscribed already. Give today's video a thumbs up. And yeah, I will put the card here for the first trimester video. If you haven't, here or here, it's one of those. If you haven't seen it, definitely go check that out. Also check out my Florida vlog. I only have one vlog up so far. By the time this video goes up, I probably will have the second, so check those out. It was super fun, but like I said, there's a twist to that trip as well, so definitely be on the lookout for some fun story times coming soon. But as always, I love you guys so much for watching your girls' videos, and I will see you guys on my next video. Bye guys.